Luckily for the Open University, however, the first round of the competition does have a repechage, which gave them a second chance to progress after losing their first match to Hertford College, Oxford. Their final score of 155 was one of the highest losing scores of the round and secured them a playoff against Oxford Brookes, which they won by 255 points to 155. They've answered very well so far on film, theatre and cocktails, but have looked a little shaky on fine art. Let's meet them again.
Hi, I'm Ellie. I live in Oxfordshire and I'm studying nursing.
Hi, I'm Mike Holt. I'm from Wilmslow in Cheshire and I'm studying towards the Open degree.
And their captain?
Hello, I'm Anne Gavigan. I'm from London and I'm studying art and architectural history.
Hiya, I'm James Davidson. I'm originally from Fraserburgh in Aberdeenshire and I'm studying English literature.
By comparison, the team from the University of East Anglia got here the easy way. In their first round match, they faced a capable team from the University of Strathclyde and beat them comfortably by 235 points to 125. Along the way, they scored full marks on bonus sets about quantum mechanics, lost films, the music producer Trevor Horn, and celebrations of autumn, but fared less well on UK geography and Portuguese history. Let's meet them for the second time.
Hi, I'm Melissa Sherest. I'm from London and I'm doing a PhD on Pacific Collections and National Museum of Scotland.
Hi, I'm Bryony Yates. I'm originally from Wolverhampton and I'm doing a PhD in plant biology.
And their captain?
Hi, I'm Owen Tobin. I'm originally from Nottingham and I'm studying medicine.
Hi, I'm Matthew Jennings. I'm from King's Lynn and I'm studying philosophy.
Well, it's good to see you all. The rules haven't changed, so let's get straight on with it. Fingers on buzzers. Here is your first starter for 10. The harms caused by the insecticide DDT, used to kill mosquitoes and fire ants, were a focal point of which book by Rachel Carson? Open Davidson.
Silent Spring?
It is Silent Spring from 1962, yes. Your bonuses then open are 3 questions on blue plaques in Birmingham. A blue plaque in Edgbaston marks the residence in Birmingham from 1902 to 1910 of which author born in South Africa in 1892?
Kipling?
Yeah.
Kipling?
No, it's Tolkien. A plaque on St Albans Church commemorates Kate Elizabeth Bunce and her sister Myra. Born in the 1850s, they were exponents of what artistic movement?
Arts and crafts.
I feel like it's a free dress, but I can't remember the name of it. What was it? Arts and crafts.
Correct. The blue plaque on the lodge of the former Heathfield Hall in Handsworth states that it was the home of which steam engineer, inventor and scientist born in 1736?
What?
It is James Watt, yes. Let's start the question now. According to its creator, the design of the title character of which 2014 horror film was inspired by the man in the beaver hat? Open Davidson.
The Babadook?
It is the Babadook, yes. The 3 bonuses open are on the 2022 Mercury Music Prize. Born Simbiatu Ajikawa, which London rapper and actor won the 2022 Mercury Prize for her 4th
Little
studio...
Sims?
It is Little Sims. The 2022 shortlist included Oscar-nominated actor Jessie Buckley for her collaborative album with Bernard Butler. The latter won the Mercury Prize in 1993 as a member of which
Suede.
band? Suede is right, yeah. Also shortlisted was Rebecca Taylor for her critically acclaimed album Prioritise Pleasure. She performs... under what-
Self-esteem?
It is self-esteem, yes. Let's start the question now. The most densely populated region of what country of the Americas is a high plateau known as the Mesa Central or the Mesa de Anahuac, meaning land on the edge of the water, and referring to its... UEA Tobin.
Peru?
No, I'm afraid you lose 5 points, and referring to its numerous shallow lakes. Cities in this region include Querétaro, León, and Guadalajara. Open Romans.
Colombia?
No, it's Mexico. Now let's start a question. This is a quote. Keep still, you little devil, or I'll cut your throat. These words appear in the first... Open Davidson.
Great Expectations?
It is Great Expectations. Your bonuses then open are questions on computation. What 2-word term describes an ideal computation that takes binary inputs, usually 2, and produces a single binary output?
Logical?
No, I did ask for a 2-word term, and logic gate is what I was looking for there. Which 2-input logic gate returns 1 if and only if both inputs are 1, otherwise it returns 0?
And?
Correct. Which 2-input logic gate returns 0 if and only if both inputs are 0, otherwise it returns 1? Or is correct, yes. Now let's start the question. What 9-letter word can precede all of the following? Conditioning in psychology to describe the process by which a neutral stimulus comes to elicit a particular response. Open romance.
Pavlovian.
No, I'm afraid you lose 5 points. Economics to describe the 18th and 19th century. UEA Jennings.
Classical.
Classical is correct, yeah. Your bonuses then, UEA, are questions on films whose titles are linked by a word. What short word completes the English title of a 1957 East German film for children broadcast on the BBC in 1964, which tells the story of a haughty princess and her spurned suitor? The singing, ringing, what?
What? Tree.
It is Tree. Written and directed by Shola Amu, which film of 2019 features Sam Adewumni as Femi, a young British Nigerian boy who has returned to London to live with his birth mother, having grown up in foster care in rural Lincolnshire?
Any like African trees?
I can't remember the name of the tree.
What?
Is it a baobab tree?
Baobab tree?
No, it's The Last Tree. Awarded the Palme d'Or in 2011, which film by Terrence Malick mixes impressionistic scenes from an architect's
The
childhood?
Tree of Life.
It is The Tree of Life. Well done. Let's start the question. This is a picture round. For your picture starter, you will see a map of UK postcode areas with a single one highlighted in red. For 10 points, name the chemical element that shares its symbol with that postcode. UEA Yates.
Lanthanum.
Lanthanum is right, yes. Your picture starter showed the Lancaster. Nice to get some applause from the other side. They're clearly impressed, as are we all. Your picture starter showed the Lancaster postcode area, whose postcode has the same 2 letters as a symbol for the element lanthanum. Your picture bonuses will be 3 more areas that share postcodes with elemental symbols. This time, you need to name both the element and the city that gives its name to the postcode area. Firstly,
Oh, is that Bristol?
No, Bristol's
Uh-huh.
fine.
Bath and Barrium? It looks like it. Yeah, Bath and Barrium. Bath and Barrium?
correct, well done. Secondly,
Oh, that's Colchester, isn't it? Well, yeah, Colchester. What's CO?
Cobalt.
Colchester and Cobalt.
correct. And finally,
Oh, that's it could be Portsmouth. It could be Brighton. BR is BR.
Bromine.
Brighton and Bromine.
bad luck, it's Portsmouth and Polonium. Now, let's start the question now. I need a specific single-word term for a field of study here. All born in the later 18th century, William Smith, Georges Cuvier, and Mary Anning. UEA Yates.
Geology.
No, and I'm afraid you lose 5 points. Open Davidson.
Paleontology.
Paleontology is correct, yes. This wasn't quite specific enough. Your bonuses open are on the novels of Virginia Woolf. In each case, give the title of the novel from the description. First, published in 1931, a formally experimental work consisting largely of successive brief monologues from 6 main characters, interspersed with lyrical third-person descriptions of a coastal landscape at different times of day.
Nominate Davidson.
The Lighthouse.
No, that was The Waves.
Okay.
Secondly, published in 1922, a novel that has been described as an elegy for Woolf's brother, Thoby. The title character...
Nominate Davidson.
Jacob's Room.
Correct. Finally, in Woolf's own words, this is going to be fairly short. To have Father's character done complete in it, and Mother's, and St. Ives, but the centre is Father's character, sitting in a boat reciting, "We perished each alone," while he crushes a dying
Nominate
man.
Ellie.
To the lighthouse.
That one is To the Lighthouse, yeah. Let's start the question now. In textile design, the Buta or botte motif is more commonly known by the name of which Renfrewshire town, situated... UEA Charette.
Paisley.
It is Paisley, yes. Your bonuses, then 3 questions on plains. That's plains as in Plains. The low hills and escarpments known as the Sandstone Ridge run from Helsby to Malpass across the eponymous plain of which English county?
Salisbury.
That's Cheshire. The coastal plain in West Lancashire between the River Ribble and Morecambe Bay has what short name? A borough of the same name has its headquarters at Lytham St Anne's.
Any
I have no idea.
pass.
The Fylde. Evacuated during World War II, the village of Imber is a former settlement on which plain in southern England, now used largely for military exercises.
That might be Salisbury. Salisbury Plain.
That is Salisbury Plain, well done. First other question. Based on the coat of arms of the House of Babenberg, the flag of which European country is described in heraldic terms as gules, 1 bar argent? When flown by the government, an eagle is included in the centre. UEA Turbin.
Moldova.
No. Open Holt.
Austria.
It is Austria, yes. Your three bonus questions open are on pollen. Of use, for example, in the study of ancient climates, what single word term denotes the study of pollen grains or spores, either from living plants or from fossils?
Paleosporology.
No, it's paleontology.
Oh.
Next, in angiosperms, pollen is produced on sac-like structures known as microsporangia, located on what particular part of the stamen of a flower?
Anther?
Correct. In gymnosperms, pollen is produced on the male strobilus, a collection of scales and bracts known by what short common name?
Stem.
It's cones. Now let's start the question now. Following her debut novel, The Rehearsal, which author is Owen Davidson?
Eleanor Cotton.
Wow, yes, it is Eleanor Catton. Well done. Three questions for you open on British prime ministers. All three died in office in the 19th century. Who died in 1806 during his second period in office? He had earlier served as prime minister.
Nominate Davidson.
Pitt the Younger.
That is Pitt the Younger. Who succeeded the Earl of Liverpool as prime minister in 1827, dying in office after less than 4 months?
Canning. Canning. Canning?
It is George Canning, yes. Which prime minister died in office in 1865? Nicknamed Pam, he was 3 times foreign secretary between 1830.
Nominate Davidson.
Palmerston.
It is Palmerston, yes, well done. Let's start the question now. Quote, my life has been dominated by my differences with John Maynard Keynes. These are the words of which economist, joint winner of the Nobel Prize in Economics in 1974?
UEA Jennings. Friedrich Hayek.
It is Hayek, yes, exactly right. Your bonuses then, UEA, are 3 questions on the French artist Marie Laurencin. In October 1912, several paintings by Laurencin were included in the Salon de la Section d'Or, a notable exhibition of works from which major art movement? Other featured artists include Albert Gleis and Jean Metzinger.
What year was it, did he say? Does it 1812 or 1912?
Just
No, 1812. It would be, what's the sort of the cute George Clooney? What's that? Just realism, maybe?
realism.
Cubism. Which Italian-born French author is depicted at the centre of a 1909 group portrait by Laurencin? His works include the poetry collection Calligram and the surrealist play The Breasts of Tiresias.
No, pass.
Apollinaire. And Laurencin's work for the stage includes set and costume design for the Ballet Russ's 1924 production of Les Biches, a one-act ballet by which French composer?
Debussy.
No, it's Poulenc. Now let's start a question now, and it's a music starter. You're going to hear an extract from a piece of classical music. For 10 points, name its composer.
Owen Davidson.
Beethoven.
That was Beethoven. Well done. That was an extract from Beethoven's Symphony No. 6, which is notable for containing 5 movements rather than the more usual 4. Your bonuses are 3 more symphonies that have 5 movements open. Name the composer of each. Firstly,
Something fantastic.
Okay, nominate Davidson.
Berlioz.
it is Berlioz. Secondly,
Mahler.
no, it's Vaughan Williams. And finally, this Russian composer.
Something Tchaikovsky.
Tchaikovsky.
It is Tchaikovsky. Let's start the question. Plenty of time, UEA. Which Greek letter represents all of these? A protein that forms tangles in Alzheimer's disease, a negatively charged elementary subatomic particle with spin 1/2, and in mechanics, rotational force or moment of force.
UEA Tobin.
Tau.
Tau is correct, yes. Your bonuses then, UEA, are on people with the initials DD, for example, Doris Day. Give the person's forename and surname in each case. First, an 18th century French philosopher from 1747 to 1772, he was editor of the collective project known in English as the Encyclopedia or Classified Dictionary. of
Nominate
Science and-
Jennings.
Denise Diderot.
Correct. Secondly, a US social reformer born in 1802. She was a prominent advocate and campaigner for mental health care.
Pass.
Dorothea Dix. Finally, a US philosopher born in 1942. His works include Consciousness Explained and Intuition Pumps and Other Tools.
Nominate Jennings.
Daniel Dennett.
It is Daniel Dennett, yes. Between 1814 and 1846, a plaster statue of what animal stood in the Place de la Bastille in Paris?
Owen Davidson.
elephant, yes. 3 questions for you on harmonic motion in physics. First, when the force driving a harmonic oscillator approaches the natural frequency of the oscillator, what phenomenon occurs whereby the amplitude of the oscillations increases
Nominate Holt.
Resonance.
Resonance is correct. In mechanics, a damped harmonic oscillator is one that experiences which force in addition to the driving and restoring forces?
Inertia or something called that.
Inertia?
No, it's friction. An oscillator that returns to the equilibrium position as quickly as possible without oscillating is said to have what level of damping?
Maximum.
It's critical damping. Bad luck. Another starter question. Coined by Aristotle, what two-word term refers to fundamental propositions or assumptions that stand alone and cannot be deduced from any other proposition or assumption? They underpin a way of thinking that starts with breaking down a problem to its core parts and reasoning from that point. Anyone want to have a go?
Open Romans.
Instinctual propositions?
No. UEA? No, I'll tell you. It's first principles. Another starter question. What two-word phrase links a 1937 play by the Jamaican writer Una Marson about a pair of student siblings from the imaginary British colony of Novoka, and a 1979 album by The Clash that includes the tracks Chain in Vain, Spanish Bombs, and The Guns of Brixton?
UEA Jones.
London Calling is correct, yes. Well done. Your bonuses then, UEA, are 3 questions on the influence of a literary work. In a novel of 1752 by Charlotte Lennox, heroine Arabella is a sheltered young woman who wishes her life was like the romances she reads. The title names her the female what, referring to a fictional character from a work of 1605.
Like Robinson Crusoe.
Robinson Crusoe?
No, it's Quixote, it's a Don Quixote. The 1982 novel Monsignor Quixote is a late work by which British author? Set in La Mancha in the shadow of Francoism, the title character is a parish priest who is promoted due to a clerical error.
Who was in?
I don't know.
Wow.
It's Graham Greene. Finally, a meta-fictional novel about an Indian-born writer who creates the television-obsessed character Ismail Smile. Quixote is a 2019 novel by which author born in Mumbai in 1947?
Any Indian writers? Anything?
Karuna Tanaka?
Nominate Yates.
Karuna Talaka?
That's Rushdie. That's Salman Rushdie. Let's start the question now. The two-word name of which former administrative area of Buckinghamshire appears in the name of one of the offices to which a Member of Parliament may apply in order to indirectly resign from their position?
Open Romans.
Lord Lieutenant?
No.
UEA Tobin.
Royal Barking.
No, it's Chiltern Hundreds. It's in the steward of the Chiltern Hundreds. Let's start a question. What surname is shared by a scientist and writer whose books include A Brief History of Everyone Who Ever Lived and How to Argue with a Racist?
UEA Charez.
Sorry, I'm afraid you lose 5 points. I need an immediate answer with starter questions. And How to Argue with a Racist, and a New Zealand-born scientist who won the Nobel Prize for his work on radioactive decay and the concept of radioactive half-life.
Open Gaffigan.
Rutherford?
It is Rutherford, yes. As in Adam and Ernest. Bonus questions for you open are 3 questions on works by the anthropologist Leila Abu Lukho. Abu Lukho's early books, Writing Women's Worlds and Veiled Sentiments, are ethnographies of which Arabic-speaking nomadic people? She spent nearly 2 years living with a tribe in the western desert of Egypt.
Tuareg?
No, it's the Bedouin. What single word completes the title of a 2003 book by Abu Lughod that questions dominant Western narratives of Muslim women's experiences? Do Muslim women need what?
Education?
No, it's saving. The 2007 book Nakba, co-edited with Ahmad H. Saadi, is a collection of essays on which state, focusing particularly on its people's memories of events of 1948.
Palestine?
It is Palestine, yes. Let's start the question now. In the 1890s, William Edward Barclay became the first person to have managed which 2 prominent football clubs, whose home grounds lie at the opposite ends of Stanley Park? In 2021,
Open Romans.
Liverpool and Everton?
it is Everton and Liverpool, yes. Your bonus questions then, 3 questions on African leaders. So Milton Margai was the first Prime Minister of which country when it achieved independence in 1961?
Botswana?
Sierra Leone. Which prominent Pan-Africanist was deposed in 1960, only a few months after taking office? He was later executed by a firing squad under Belgian command.
Anybody from the Congos? United Congo? Yeah, but do we know leaders? Nigeria.
No, it's Patrice Lumumba. Who became Prime Minister of the Gold Coast colony in 1952 and led his country to independence 5 years later?
Ghana. Kwame Nkrumah?
Yes, in Ghana, yeah. We're going to start the question now, and it's a picture round. For your picture starter, you're going to see a painting. For 10 points, simply name the artist.
Open Davidson.
Van Gogh.
It's Vincent van Gogh, yes. For your picture starter, you saw Van Gogh's Wheatfield with Crows, one of the paintings discussed at length in John Berger's Ways of Seeing. Your bonuses are 3 more paintings discussed in that work. Again, name the artist in each case. First, referenced in Berger's discussion of the female nude and the male gaze.
Woman with Ermine?
No, it's the artist that I need. I can't accept that, sorry. The correct answer is Rubens. Secondly, examine in relation to the temporality of paintings.
Oh, Bruegel. Bruegel.
It's Peter Bruegel, the elder, yeah. And finally, this work, the subject of a discussion about reproduction and restoration.
Da Vinci.
Nominate Davidson?
Da Vinci.
That is Da Vinci, yes. Let's start the question now. What attribute of an object can be assessed using a Munsell chart, a system developed in the early 20th century by Albert H. Munsell, a US art instructor and painter?
UEA Charette.
Colour.
Colour is correct, yes. Your bonuses are 3 questions on disaccharides or double sugars. First, which sugar is combined with glucose to form sucrose, a common disaccharide that is the main component of white sugar?
No, it's fructose, isn't it?
Fructose.
Fructose is correct. Lactose is a disaccharide composed of glucose bonded with which other monosaccharide?
Galactose.
Galactose is correct. Composed of 2 glucose molecules bonded together, which disaccharide? Maltose is correct. Well done. We're going to start the question now. The characters Harpagon, Argan, and Monsieur Jourdain are described respectively in the titles of theatrical works written by which French dramatist born Jean-Baptiste Poquelin?
Open Davidson.
Molière.
It is Molière. Yeah, Molière. Your bonus is then a few questions on planet Earth and Middle Earth. Its spelling similar to that of the capital of Ethiopia from 1632 to 1855. Which kingdom of Tolkien's Middle Earth is the setting of the Battle of the Pelennor Fields?
Nominate Davidson?
Gondor.
Gondor is correct. What word is common to the names of the capital of Gondor and a populous inland state of Brazil? Capital Belo Horizonte.
Manaus?
Ministers.
Nominate Davidson.
Minas.
Minas is correct. What word is common to the names of a large town near Morecambe Bay, noted for shipbuilding, and an area to the east of the Old Forest where Frodo is attacked by an undead figure?
Barrow?
Barrow is correct. 4.5 minutes to go. Denoting a variety of courts, what 5-letter word links all of the following? A nickname of the antiquities forger Edward Simpson, an early form of firearm, a city in Michigan beset by a much publicised water.
UEA Tobin.
Flint.
Flint is correct. The opponents of UEA are on writers associated with the BBC World Service radio programme Caribbean Voices between 1943 and 1958. Name each from the description. First, a Nobel laureate born in Castries in 1930, whose works include the first novel Omeros. Some of his early poetry was broadcast on Caribbean Voices.
I only know John. Well, I'm guessing.
Just go.
John Agard.
No, it's Walcott, it's Eric Walcott. Second, a Trinidad-born writer whose poem Lucky Luca was featured on the programme in 1947. His major works include the 1956 novel The Lonely Londoners, notable for its use of creolised English.
Do you not know? We'll go John Agard again.
No, it's Samuel Selvon. Finally, another Nobel laureate who worked on Caribbean Voices as a presenter, interviewer and editor. His novels include In a Free State and A House for Mr. Biswas.
John Agard again.
No, that was Nightfall. Now let's start a question. In physics, what specific term describes the continuous random motion of microscopic solid particles when suspended in a fluid medium?
UEA Jennings.
Brownian motion.
Brownian motion is correct. The opponents then have questions on bicycle parts. First, what short term denotes the component that links the handlebars to the steerer of the fork? In linguistics, the same term means the part of a word to which grammatical inflections are attached.
Stem. Stem.
Correct. What 5-letter word denotes the component that connects the pedals to the axle of the bottom bracket? This word also means a person who upholds eccentric or impractical ideas.
Spoke. No. Spoke.
It's crank. What term indicates a U-shaped slot into which a wheel axle is fitted? This word is also used of a person who is withdrawn from an endeavour, for example, a course of study.
Drop out.
No, that's not 5 letters. Flake. No. Flake.
It's drop out. It didn't need to be 5 letters. Bad luck.
So sorry.
Now let's start a question. Which Berkshire town lies at the western terminus of London's new Elizabeth Line railway?
Open Romans.
Reading.
It is Reading. Yes, your bonuses then open our 3 questions on CERN, the European Organisation for Nuclear Research. First, what is the only non-European country granted full membership at CERN? They had been an associate member since 2011 and gained full membership in 2014.
United States?
No, it's Israel. Which Italian experimental particle physicist was the first woman to be appointed Director General of CERN? In 2019, she became the first person to be appointed for a full second term.
Bacano.
No, that was Fabiola Gianotti. CERN set up a theoretical study group under Niels Bohr at which university in Northern Europe before it joined the experimental groups at Geneva?
University of Copenhagen?
Correct. Let's start a question. What is the smallest 3-digit number that is a perfect square of a perfect square?
UEA Yates.
729.
No. It's 256, i.e. 16 squared, which is 4 squared squared. Another starter question now. Established by DeWitt Wallace and Leela Aitchison, which American periodical began regular publication in February 1922 with the explanation that each article had enduring value and interest in condensed and compact form?
Open Gavigan.
Reader's Digest?
It is Reader's Digest, yes. Okay, your bonuses in open are on plants mentioned in Tennyson's poem The Lady of Shalott. In each case, give the name from the description. First, Hordeum vulgare, a cereal crop grown mainly for animal feed. Tennyson describes it as bearded after the bristly growths that protect the kernels.
Maize?
Barley. A tree of the genus Salix. British species include grey, white, goat, crack, and osier.
Willow?
Willow is correct. Cicale cereale, a hardy cereal crop associated with cooler climates and poor soils. It's the main ingredient of the pumpernickel bread.
Rye.
That is correct. And that is it. And it's incredibly decent of you to applaud at the end because you were up against a phenomenal team, weren't you? Have you had a good time? Have you enjoyed it?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming. We've loved having you. Open, wow. An absolutely mega performance. And it should give you enormous confidence going into the next game, does it?
No.
That's why we're excited to see you again. So well done. We are going to see you again. I hope you can join us next time. We see you for another second round match. But until then, it's goodbye from UEA.
Bye.
Bye.
It's goodbye from the Open University.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.